one-time drawing. Slim pickings today. All right, so we have,
6.
who said 6?
Me.
Of course.
Good morning, Mary Perry.
All right, the number is, what is it?
Mary Perry.
There is no 5.
Oh, see?
Do it again, what is it?
2.
There's no 2.
Miranda.
What are the odds?
You get
Postcards.
notepads. Ooh.
I like notepads actually.
Pins. Magnets.
Cute. Real 2-1
Pen
word.
pens.
Yeah, I like it.
I want to see those pens, because I need to take pens.
I love taking pens.
I have
My
lots of
phone is
pens.
my rather right arm.
All right,
Thank you. Okay, so let's-
first of all, Miss Mary Perry, come on up here. We're going to talk about an election coming up next week. The campaigning has started. The voting starts Monday. So tell us about it, Mary.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary Perry. I'm in the Summerlin office. I've been a Realty One Group agent, I don't know, 15 years. I love selling real estate. I love getting homeowners into homes, and I love educating other realtors at Realty One Group about the VA loan and how we get our clients into homes. It's really, really important. This will be the first time an agent is actually running for the presidential election.
It's always been brokers and owners before.
And the reason why that is because brokers and like Mark's job is to recruit. He has to bring in realtors to his office. My job is to sell real estate and get buyers and sellers into homes. So don't we think that a president should know what's going on in the trenches, right? So that's why I'm running for you guys. So the most important thing is we have the most agents out of any real estate company, and we are also the weakest real estate company for voting, and that should change. So you're gonna get an email Sunday night at midnight. It's gonna come from LVR or an outside source. Lots of times it goes to your spam. Everyone here, you call them, they'll walk you through voting. It takes a couple of minutes. They have good candidates that are running. I definitely would love your vote. There's some really amazing candidates that we have flyers for to run. But don't complain if you don't vote. I mean, I'm just as busy as all of you guys are, I promise you. And I am taking the time to run. I'm taking away from my business to do this because it's super important and passionate. So please vote.
It literally takes a minute to vote. It's super easy. You just click on the link and click on Mary. And
Every once in a while, people think it's a little hard. That's why we're gonna have voting. We're gonna have voting booths,
parties, lunches.
parties that Rock Title's gonna bring in food. It's gonna be amazing parties. It's gonna be drink, and we're gonna have prizes too, just for you guys to vote. All you have to do is prove you voted.
I'm voting for you.
Thank you. But just prove that you voted, you know? And then you get into a drawing. Look, I don't wanna take much of you guys' time, so everyone have a great week. And my door is always open. You can call me anytime. They have my number. I'm always available.
We got your number.
Got my number. Thank you. I'm gonna be very stressed out till next week, so I'm gonna be bothering you guys.
Can't wait.
Good luck. Jeff is on his way too, by the way.
He's on his way here now.
I told him to stop by.
Oh, here, I thought he's in Summerlin today. So we don't.
No, it's Jeff. Look
Oh,
up.
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, the other Jeff.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great meeting.
All right. So voting starts Monday. So watch out for that email. You'll only get one, like she says. It comes out on Sunday late night, early Monday morning. So, all right. Come here, Emily. Take your pictures. Come on. You guys know the routine.
One. Aw, that was cute.
Check
Like,
out
I
wasn't ready
Facebook,
for
make
that
sure you check
either.
into the Realty One Group Southwest. Make sure you use our hashtags up there. I need to change that, don't I?
Yes, it's not my name there. Ah, I'm hurt now.
I don't. I'll fix it just for you. All right, Rev training's coming up tomorrow. Is the sales cycle and effective client communication. It is at 9 a.m. at the Sutherland office. Jim is the instructor. Monday evening, the sales cycle and effective client communication. Kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? That is Zoom only, and John will be the instructor on that one. Next Wednesday, Module 5, the residential purchase agreement. We actually teach you how to fill out a purchase agreement. Hey, that might be a good one for you.
You think so?
Stop it.
Hey, I get them accepted except when I put your name on it. 0 for 4, buddy.
And Module 6 is working with buyers to get your offers accepted. That's next Friday. So Justin is saying that he's put my name on 4 offers now, and none of them have been, and he's blaming me.
Oh.
He's blaming me for that. Maybe if you write better offers.
In particular, they call and say, oh, what happened to Damon? Oh.
Maybe if you write better offers, you'll get an exception. Anyway, there's my license number, expiration date. Start putting my name on your contracts. On the 18th, we're having a blood drive right here in this room. It's all day from like 8 to 4 or 10 to 4, yeah. I think I have a 10 a.m. appointment. I'll be here giving blood. Last Friday of every month, we have our happy hour. And so this Friday, this month, it is on July 29th. Be here. We provide the refreshments as well as snacks. So be here Friday the 29th for our happy hour. Who's been to our happy hours before? Yeah, we have fun. Every Friday, Spirit Friday, wear your favorite sport team jersey. I will not be here tomorrow to wear my favorite sport team jersey. But you can. I'll be at the general membership meeting. So tomorrow is our LVR general membership meeting at the Four Seasons Hotel. I think you can still sign up. Get over here, Jeff.
What?
Get over here.
How are you?
This is the famous Jeff Lavelle,
Wouldn't go that far.
he's running.
Sorry, buddy. Good to see you.
He's running for the board of directors.
How is everybody?
So why do we want to vote for you?
Oh, you don't want to vote for me.
All right, don't vote for Jeff because he cares.
So he spells his
I mean, he
name
does.
wrong. I spell my name right. It's the original, Jeff. It's the original. You've seen Game of Thrones. So hi everybody. I am Jeff Lavelle. I was a Realty One agent for many, many years over in the eastern Green Valley area with our friend Jeff Throne. And I have since opened my own office, and I am running for the board of directors director position. There's 4 positions open right now. There's 8 of us running for the spot. Directors are there to help the executive board vote for what's right for our members. So there's a platform, right? When people run for office, they run on healthcare or they run on taxes. And thankfully, we don't have anything quite that complex. But the people that you elect impact your dues. They impact the services that you have through the Board of Realtors. How many people here use transaction desk still? Yeah. Who's regretting or not looking forward to Remine? Okay. So those are the kinds of decisions that are made in that boardroom, and these are the decisions that affect our business. Now, when we elect people in normal offices, we have a voting record, right? We have some track record of what they've done. They're all very proud, or they're defending what they voted for or against. We don't have that here. We don't have that transparency. We've all heard about transparency recently with our commissions and stuff, right? We've all heard that if you go on any of the major websites today, you'll see the Buyers Brokers Commission on there. That was part of a National Association of Realtors settlement with the Justice Department. Now, we have transparency on that level, but we don't have transparency here at the board level. So we don't know what's being voted for, who's voting for it, and there's this one voice and no offense to one culture here, but
Different one.
different one. But the one voice mentality, in my opinion, offers a safe refuge for people to vote in ways that may be contrary to what we as the board of members want to see. So I would like to see, wherever possible, that we have more transparency in what's going on in the Board of Realtors. We get to hear what the votes are, we get to record their votes so we know who to elect in the future. Because I'm running for director today, but if I run for vice president in a few years, you want to know how I voted.
You got my vote.
I appreciate it. Vice President, well, I'm excited for Stephanie Grant. She's running unopposed. But
Yeah.
if I do run, you want to know what I voted for. Because that helps you decide if I'm voting in line with what you want or if I'm voting against what you want. And I think it's important to have that accountability. Also, the ethics. So I sit on the grievance committee. How many of you heard of grievance committee? Right? How many of you heard of the code of ethics? So grievance committee is there to kind of act as a grand jury for any agents that are accused of wrongdoing that violate our code of ethics. We decide whether those cases move forward to the professional standards folks who actually hear the case as a tribunal, or if those accusations against the realtor are dismissed because we don't believe that there's enough weight to support what's being alleged. So I really enjoy grievance because I really enjoy sitting in judgment of other people. That's what really brings me joy. And I sit on quality control. You get those little notices that you forgot to put photos in, right? Anybody get those notices? Or that your close of escrow is passed? Not at this office. So those notices are overseen by the quality control committee. And so I've really enjoyed helping our members improve the MLS, improve our functionality, and make our industry better. So I'm hoping to continue that in the boardroom. I'm not running just to make the board's life hard. I'm running to make sure that there's a debate, that there's a discussion, and that we deliberate on things as opposed to simply pushing things through. I think we need to know, right now, who pays their dues? Everybody, right? We are gonna see a slump in the number of agents paying dues because agents are gonna leave the industry as the market changes. They're not selling, so they're not gonna pay. That dues drop is gonna drop our budget. We have a lot of money in the bank right now. And we need to make sure that we're planning for that eventual slump. We know it happens every time the market shifts. And we need to make sure that money is protected and spent wisely, and that we're doing things that benefit the membership as a whole and not just a few people in our marketplace. So any questions about what I'm running for or what I stand for? Anybody at all?
Are you
No?
looking forward
What's
to
your
it?
last
Yeah,
name?
we're looking for you.
Thank you. Am I looking forward to Remind? No. In all honesty, I'm not. I do think that Remind is an inferior product to what we currently have. And if we're gonna make a change to anything that, I use Transaction Desk every day. I can write a contract.
I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be
our office has bought the standalone version of Transaction Desk, so we're gonna continue to use it. But I can write a contract in 4 minutes. I'm back to my job, I'm out in the office, I'm out in the field, I can write a contract on my phone. I'm so used to the system. But this is stuff that impacts our business, especially if you're a sole practitioner. I have 3 assistants, so if I need help, I have help. But when you're a sole practitioner and you're trying to run from a showing to your house or your home office to write your offer, and you've gotta go pick kids up, or you gotta go do this, we have lives.
And you don't know how I voted, like I said earlier, because it's all a secret. So if you don't like Remind, you want someone on the board that didn't vote for Remind, right? But we all speak as one voice. Remember, I told you that from the beginning, it's all hidden. Why, I don't know. So.
And there's reasons that they'll tell you they're hidden. Things like you need to trust us. Well, I trust people, but I also like to verify things.
Yeah.
I like to see, I trust you. If I trusted all my tenants that they were gonna pay the bills, I wouldn't check their credit. So the point is, we need to verify these things, and we need to have accountability. So no, I'm not looking forward to Remind. Any
All
other
right.
questions?
No, we need to move on.
I'm sorry,
but-
thank you for letting me come.
But vote for Jeff, but more importantly is vote.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave you all my
Starting
card.
Monday.
If you have questions, call me.
Here's a
I'll
flyer
answer.
of who
Yeah.
Mark wants you
If you have
guys to vote
questions,
for.
just give me a
So
call.
this is who we
I'll
are
return your
supporting.
call, or I'll answer
Of
your
course,
call.
Mary Perry,
Thank you.
of course,
That's
Jeff
me.
Lavelle, Josh Campa for treasurer, and Nancy Anderson is an agent in our Green Valley office.
Nancy's a delight.
She's also running for director.
And she's
So
amazing.
again, you get 4
not
votes
until you're
for
rich, remember.
director, 1 for
But
Nancy,
it's
1
helpful
for
to let
Jeff,
them-
that spells his name with a G.
That's called the correct way.
Paul Rich.
Mr. Otero.
Right up there.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks. They're gonna send it out. Bye, guys.
See
Bye, Mary. Thank
See
you.
you.
Somebody get that door. All right, general membership meeting tomorrow. I will be there all day because there's also a CE class, so I will be going to the CE class as well. Speaking of Remind, remember transaction desk is going away. The LVR is transitioning to Remind. However, as a company, we are transitioning to SkySlope Forms. And I'm hoping like any day now we'll get the approval for SkySlope Forms. I got a sneak peek at it already, and it looks cool, it looks very intuitive, it looks very easy to use. The fact that it's in SkySlope, everything will be in SkySlope now, is better than having to go to transaction desk or go to Remind, and yeah.
How does that affect teams? If they're opening forms and SkySlope in the team name and not necessarily the agent's
Yeah,
individual.
I'm not sure. I just, like I say, I just got a sneak peek at it, so we'll find out. I'll reach out to somebody in Arizona, because they've already rolled it out in Arizona, to find out. Great question. All right, so just know that transaction desk is going away. Shawnee, what's going on in the mortgage industry? I finally locked yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, that's great.
Hi everyone, I have some exciting news finally. We got 7-1 rates back. So 7-year fixed rate, at least we are okay for 7 years. So if you have any buyer who has a high interest rate as it is, we can structure them for a 7-1 arm.
What's
So just
7-1?
7 years, it's not interest only, it's a fixed rate for 7 years. So let's say the credit score is 675. My buyer, she qualified for a 5.625. So originally she was supposed to get 6.75 because her credit is lower. But on a 7-1 arm, she was able to get a lower rate for 7 years. It's fixed. So, I mean, she could save $300, $400 a month.
So can you refinance it?
Of course, if the rates are lower
Yeah.
within that 7 years of the period, she can refinance, no prepayment penalty.
At all throughout the whole 7 years?
Yeah, no prepayment, yeah. Okay?
Cool.
Good program.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Felicia was not able to stay. She did bring lunch as well as Shawnee, or breakfast. Shawnee brought bagels and fruit. I had some fruit, thank you very much. Use Rock Tile. Stas, what's going on?
Oh,
Stas?
it's me. It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so inventory is increasing. We've got almost 8,000 homes now. I pulled this up last night. Last week's total was about 6,600 homes. Right now, we're nearing 8,000. So it's continually increasing. The month supply, it plays around between 2 to 2.4. So 2 months, 2.5 months inventory. So, market, is starting to slow down a little bit. Days on market is starting to be longer also. I checked out one community yesterday, just, for the heck of it, and I can see like nothing is moving. So, price your
So the
realistic
available
correctly.
inventory at 2.1 months, remember, for a while there, we were down at 0.8, 0.9. So all that means is, if there are no other homes that go on the market today, we'll be out of inventory in 2.1 months. So 2 months is still very much a seller's market. I'm still hearing about multiple offers out there, not as much as we had before, but it's still very much a seller's market. It will continue. The inventory will, I believe, continue to go up. Remember when that number was like 2,000? Yeah, Justin.
I saw yesterday when I was at our meeting, I think it was in the last 7 days, there was 1,200 homes with price reductions as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I have signed more price reductions over the last 4 weeks than I had the previous 2 years combined.
And
Yeah.
your homes are kinder to us now.
They're
Oh,
nice to
yeah.
us, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. Not Leonardo yet, no.
Are they still not?
Mm-mm. Not that I know of. However, keep make sure you guys on the builders email list, because I think by second week of June, Beezer Home sent me a text saying they're offering 5% for all of their quick move-ins. Yeah, but then that ended June 26th, so make sure you guys are on the builders email list. And then Pulte homes are still at 4%, so we like Pulte. Yeah, so, every now and then you'll get these,
So I'm in
great-
contract on a Pulte home right now,
Oh, hell yeah.
and I've been in contract since February. And at that time, they offered me 3% and 2% closing costs if I use their mortgage company. And MIDA sends me their updates all the time. Now they're still at 3% in that community, but they're offering huge incentives, like
Yes.
6% towards your closing costs. It's crazy.
They've cut down pricing too on the Richmond, at least, because I'm on the email list for Richmond. They're cutting it down $20,000 to $50,000 and then giving more incentives. And then they're buying down rates. They actually have rates for
Yep.
I think 4.25 right now.
Yep.
So, yeah, so keep on those email lists because it will come in handy.
So, again, we educate you so that you go out and educate your buyers and sellers. So, that's what's going on in the, with inventory. Alrighty, let's talk listings and ways to get listings. So, this came from Tom Ferry. Tom Ferry did this presentation several years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago now, at one of his big summits. And so some slides are slightly outdated. We changed
Oh, yeah.
Some are outdated, some don't apply to us at all, but.
Newspaper ad,
What's that?
newspaper ad.
Newspapers still work, what are you talking about? What's a newspaper? So, and there's really not 33, but it's called 33, so I have to leave it at that. We'll probably go over 20, and if you come up with an idea or two to be able to implement into your business, then it's been a success. All right. So leverage your qualified buyers to attract sellers. Let me catch up here. Yeah, fine. Did I just say that?
What did you say? I didn't hear anything.
All right, so leverage your qualified buyers to attract your sellers. So very, very often, your buyers will have a house to sell. And oftentimes when you get a sign call or something off of your ads or an internet lead, you don't ask the question, do you have a home to sell? So ask the question, are you currently renting or do you own a house? Because oftentimes your buyers can also be sellers. This is a letter that you can send out to, say you have a buyer and he's interested in a specific area, specific home, and you can put together a letter like this and send it out to the community. Now, I've heard of agents sending out similar letters when they don't have buyers. You lose some credibility when you do that. Do it if you actually have a buyer, and that you can take, because, worst or best case scenario is you show that buyer that home and they want to buy it right away. That could work, and it does happen. If the buyer doesn't like it, then you could possibly pick it up as a listing. So the letter just says, I'm representing a serious buyer who is interested in your home. I'm sure you've seen what happened with home values. Real pertinent right now. My client is financially qualified and flexible on timing. If you've had any thoughts of selling your home, this would be the best scenario. If you're interested, perhaps I could show your home. If you're not, could you text or email me so I could inform my client? Respectfully, Mark. P.S. I've included some client reviews of my service and my sales track record from Zillow. If you have those, use them.
Where do we find that letter? The little paragraph.
It's right here.
Oh, so just take a picture of it.
Oh, I have one right here. You could have probably in here somewhere.
That's good.
Right here. If you want to make copies.
Okay.
All right. Use slide broadcast. Who has heard of slide broadcast? So slide broadcast is a service. So you know how you receive voicemails, especially around election time with candidates, and your phone never rang, and you're like, how the heck did I get a voicemail? Well, it's this service. So you can subscribe to it. There is a cost to it, and it's not that much. And then you record your message, and it will go out at a certain time. During our last LVR election, one of the candidates, I'm not going to say his name, Gabriel's. So he accidentally, his message went out, it might have been a text message, but it hit everybody's at like 2 o'clock in the morning. People were furious, but he still got elected. I don't know how. But yeah, so slide broadcast, use this for your same buyers, same community, so they're gonna get a letter, and they possibly get a voicemail message. Hi, this is Mark. I sent you a note about my client who's desperate to buy a home in your neighborhood. If you've had any thoughts of selling into, look, you can see how old it is, 2018 or 19. Would you call or text and let me know? My number is that look familiar, that number?
867.
You can't say it without singing it, can you?
We're too young to know that.
Somebody knows. Rocio, you have any idea about the significance of that phone number?
No.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Say it, actually say it, and it might change it.
What's wrong with it?
Just say it.
Say what?
She just walked in, quit picking on her.
867-5309. Oh, God, is that a song?
Yeah.
Instagram. Who's on Instagram? Yeah. So this is, and I've had agents do this in the past. Just put a little poll. Just says, are you living in your dream home now? Yes or no? Have you had any thoughts of selling your home in 2022, 2023? Yes or no? And so, and then thanks for reach out. My recent Instagram poll, I'd love to help you find your dream home.
And this also works even like, you know, just for your followers too. I've tested this one, and like I would get responses from people on my Instagram that I haven't heard from in years.
Mm-hmm.
So these ones, you know, do
Like the
your
interaction.
Yes, and then it opens that door for you, because you probably have met them once or twice, whether in school or at a party, but then it starts a conversation. So I think this one is actually really good.
Who knows Emily? Who doesn't know Emily? So Emily is our new sales manager. She's our new John.
Hi.
But wait,
Don't call me John though.
I'll change the slide, all right? So yeah, she's splitting her time between us and the Northwest office, and we're super happy to have her. So yeah, Instagram, that works. I've known agents who have done it. Door knocking, hot communities, no answer, no problem. So who's door knocked? Who's door knocked and had some success off of door knocking? Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works. I've had recent conversations with. Well, I've had conversations every day with Barbara. But Barbara was telling me that she recommended door knocking to a few agents, and they went out and did it, and got business off of it. So door knocking works, but if they're not home, you just leave a little Post-it note. You know, please call me about your home. Thank you. 867-5309. Create a seminar for seniors, big to small house, downsizing strategies. You know, that's a great, you know, because seniors are downsizing. You know, I'm downsizing senior. I actually, check this out. We were at the original Pancake House on Saturday, I think, Saturday or Sunday, and I'm looking through the whole menu, and the only thing that really looked good was on the senior menu. And for the first time, I actually ordered off the senior menu.
Oh.
It was
Discount?
well,
There's
the
nothing
senior
wrong
menu
about
is
being
is
senior.
less,
Yes.
yeah. So, but anyways, seniors are downsizing.
Yeah.
I'm
Nothing wrong
going
with that.
from a large two-story home to a smaller single-story home because I'm old. And my knees can't handle the stairs anymore. So I'm not the only one.
Yes.
I'm the oldest one here. No, I'm not. But you look way younger than me. So yeah, create a seminar. And there's some landing pages for creating the seminar. Agent-to-agent referrals are a great way to get business. Team up with agents from out of state.
Yes.
And you know, that's what I would tell everybody is friend out of state real estate agents. And it's not enough just to friend them, you've got to reach out to them on a regular basis. And you know, let them know what's going on in the Las Vegas real estate market. Because there's a lot of people moving in and out of our town all the time. And a lot of people, a lot of agents know people in Las Vegas. So not only do you need to be friends, but you need to cultivate the relationship as well. So the relationship part of it is important. Create a bucket of, yeah, I want this one. Past clients from 2 to 5 years ago, I love this one, is prepare a CMA. So this is for those of you that have past clients, some of you don't, and that's okay. You can't use this one. So prepare a CMA, put a sticky on it, and a follow-up phone or text. So create a CMA, put it in the mail. All of your past clients from 2 to 5 years ago, create a CMA, mail it to them. And with a little sticky note, you know, I thought you would, maybe there's a sticky note. Yeah, Dave, you've done well. Curious, have you had any thoughts of trading up or down? Let's discuss, talk soon. So put that on the CMA, okay? Who can do that? That's an easy one. Non-owner occupied investors, I love this one too. Years ago, I did just this. So there's a lot of people that live in other states and own homes here. So they're investors here, and so reach out to them. So there is a letter here. John, I noticed you own several properties here in Las Vegas. Congratulations. I work with several families and investors helping them with property acquisitions and trades. I'm sure you receive hundreds of these a month. To show you I'm serious about creating value for my clients, I've included a CMA, and on each of your property's current values, take a peek. If there's a property that's under delivering, perhaps we could discuss the alternatives. I'll follow up with a call in a few days. I look forward to connecting soon. Out-of-state owners, or even, you know, they don't even have to be out-of-state. But out-of-state is good because it's hard being a landlord in a different state. I've done it before. My dad did it before. It was tough. So this is a great, and the CMA, it doesn't have to be a full-on, full-blown CMA. It can be one page with comps on it, and fold it up, put it in an envelope, and it's just reaching out. One new client can equal 10 transactions more employer value. I have no idea what he meant on that one. Celebrity influencer, there's these services out there, there's these companies out there like UpNest, like HomeLight, that some of them do not charge any money up front. Some of them just charge a referral fee once you close. But that's just a couple of them. There's a bunch of them out there. Just research it and you'll find them. So this is the Yikes campaign. So Tom started this Yikes campaign probably 15 years ago, and originally it was by a postcard like this. And Yikes, is your home worth more than you think? With a cute baby on it. So that was a postcard that that this agent, Eileen Rivera, sent out. Oh no, she received it, but she's an agent in Long Beach, Eileen Rivera. But yeah, so this Yikes campaign. So he talked about bringing the Yikes campaign into the to now from 15 years ago. And doing social media with Yikes. Yikes now it's 2022. Here's the video script. So you can do a video in your social media. Think about selling your home. I'm Tom Ferry. My team and I are working with 22 qualified buyers, several looking to buy in your area. This is your opportunity to sell for top dollar without all the hassles. Click on the link below or call me today. Then he does videos. Run YouTube ads to people who recently searched for homes on Google. I don't know how to do it, but there's a way through the analytics to find people that have searched certain terms, and then you can target market them. So find a Google expert and figure out how to do it. I don't know how to do it. All right, let's talk expires. Why is that? How was that one blank? I don't know. All right, so this agent, Carolyn Young, she was a 24-year veteran earning between $400,000 and $500,000 a year in commissions, which is pretty darn good, right? She heard about the new lead pillars and chose to pursue expires. So in 1 year, Carolyn Young made 122 appointments in 1 year, just in expires. And she earned $625,000 above and beyond her what she was making before, just on expired listings. Now, for the last 2 years, expireds, there weren't many expireds out there, but they're starting to come around again. So I believe over the next several years, we're going to be getting a lot more expireds. Now, Carolyn was asked, so she was actually on stage at this summit, and she was asked, so what's the secret? What did you do? And she goes, there's no secret. She got on the phone and she called the expireds every single day. An expired came on the market, she called them and had a script. And it was basically Tom Ferry's script. She just went over the script. Now, she probably didn't sound like she was reading the script. She probably got pretty good at the script, so it didn't sound like a script. It didn't sound canned, but she just did the script. And she said the secret, and I don't know if she's on here. No. She said the secret was the follow-up. She would follow up. I say all the time, the fortune is in the follow-up. Well, it's true. You know, 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th follow-up. Let that sink in. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So the fortune, as I say it all the time, the fortune is in the follow-up. You know, it's one thing getting a lead, but it's another thing, you know, there's very few, you know, like, what was that old Glenn Lerner commercial? One call, that's all. You know? It just doesn't happen anymore. It's follow-up, 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 follow-up. Yeah, so here, she took 115 listings from her 122 appointments and sold 63 properties in that period of time, and that's 1 year only. She was disciplined, very, very disciplined. Buy Google ads against all your competition. Again, I don't know how to do that, so, but that's a strategy agents out there are using. Adopt agent databases who are leaving the business. I spoke about this yesterday at the class I was teaching, in that agents can actually buy the business from retiring agents. It happens all the time. I've coached agents. You know, you could have somebody that's retiring. Now, it can't be an agent that just gets their business and they don't know how they get their business. They have to have a real business. They have to have a database that they're getting their business from. And when that agent retires, you take over his or her business and you pay that person a referral fee for 3, 4, 5 years. So I coached an agent, I forget where she was, but she did this. And what happened was the agents, they would work together for a few months, and the retiring agent introduced the other agent, and they worked together for a while. And then the retiring agent kind of stepped away, and the other agent took over. Retiring agent got like 30 or 35% referral fees on the at the first year, and then it went down to 25% second year, down like 15% third year, and then it went down to 5% for, like, she said it was going to be for as long as the retiring agent was licensed, or maybe alive, I don't know. So find people that are leaving the business. Do sales meetings at offices. I don't mean here. In other states, go out and talk to people. I've had agents do this in the past. You go out and talk to people about Las Vegas. So you put together a presentation about everything that's happening in Vegas, all the exciting things, and why it's a good idea to move here. And you're just talking to agents, but agents, you know, each agent has multiple clients, either buyers or sellers. So, and that way you can actually write off a vacation as well. So you go there, do a presentation, you can write it off. Maybe in Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go.
We are the, what do they say, the ninth island, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Professional networking on steroids. I don't know what it means by that. I don't know. Referral competition. Oh, I've had agents do that. Actually, I think the Marks did this. Is they had a referral competition. Yeah, so this guy did it as well. So you can have it going over a whole year. Is you refer somebody and you get entered into a drawing. And the more people that you refer to me, and it doesn't even have to be a closing, or maybe you get one entry for a referral and another entry once if and when it closes or something like that. And here's the thing: is the prize is big. Make it a big prize. So this guy here, he did want to go to Cabo, so he gave away a trip to Cabo in 2017. And then the next year he did, want to get laid? So he gave away a trip Wow, whoa, what happened, what happened? They gave away a trip to Hawaii there.
Is that legal?
It is, it's legal.
Oh. Like refuse, like you gave away only under 100 and something like that?
Well, you can only write off a certain amount. That doesn't mean, only a certain amount is you can write off, so, but you can do it. The Bob Kuiper plan. So Bob Kuiper was one of Tom Ferry's personal clients that Tom coached, and Bob was a manager for many years of a large real estate company. And Bob wanted to step down from management. So he's like, Tom, what do I do? I have no database, because he's been in everyone he knows are kind of like me, stepping down. All my sphere of influence is you guys. All my sphere is agents. So it's not like I can tap into my sphere to generate business. So what he told Bob is he had a schedule. This is what you need to do, Bob. 7:30 in the morning, aggressive role play. Whether you're role playing with your spouse or your dog or another agent, role play so that you get good at your scripts. So I'm a big believer in scripts, but you've got to be able to make it sound like it's not a script. Make it sound just like conversation. So you aggressive role play, 7:30 every morning. 8 o'clock, call old and new expireds. 9 o'clock, call your hot leads. 10 o'clock, call FISBOs, old and new. And then from 11 to 12, call your database. He went from 0 to 120 transactions in a 2-year period. Went from absolutely 0. And that's what he did. He called expireds, FISBOs, and his database and got 120 transactions. That's crazy. Email your entire database. 2 questions. You can email them, you can text it, you can Facebook Messenger, you can Instagram Messenger, but just 2 questions. Are you planning to sell your home in 2022, 2023? Yes or no? Have you had any thoughts of selling it at these peak prices? Just 2 different questions. What's the worst they could say? Yeah, I have been thinking it. And boom, you get a lead to follow up on. That's create an expired listing social proof video. So any of you that list expireds, do a social proof video. Stand out in front of the home and do a video. What happened? I contacted this person on June 14th. We talked. I listed their house on June 16th and got it sold in 30 days. I did that for her. I can do it for you as well. Just a quick little video that you put on your social media, or you can email it out to other expired listings as well. Create a seminar for savvy homeowners called Sell High, Buy Low. Create a map of all the agents you work with across the country. This is actually a good one because you create a map and it has little pins all over the map of all the agents that you work with. It could be the agents that you're friends with on Facebook, or it could be agents that you actually know or friends with, and use that to generate more business. Saying, I have connections all over the country. There's what it could look like. In the last 3 years, myself and my network have helped over X amount of people buy, sell real estate. We cover X amount of states and X amount of cities. If you know someone who needs to buy, sell outside of Las Vegas, feel free to contact me direct or pass along my contact info. That's just letting them know, hey, I'm an agent, but I can't, well, you're only in Las Vegas. I can help you anywhere, any state in the nation. Online leads and sellers in disguise. So as we said before, you know, your online leads are typically buyer leads. However, oftentimes buyers have homes that they want to sell. So you've got to make sure that you ask the question. You know, like when I was doing a lot of open houses, I would always ask the question, do you have a home to sell? Are you renting or are you a homeowner? Because your conversations with a renter are completely different than your conversations with a homeowner. And oftentimes your buyer leads have homes that they need to sell. So you can't just assume it's you get a buyer lead, just assume it's only a buyer lead. Oftentimes they have homes that they want to sell as well. Because this is, you know, on the internet leads, online leads, 33% of them are first-time home buyers, 2% of them are investors, and 65% have homes to sell potentially before they buy their next one. 65% of those leads have a home that they could need to sell. So that's your script right there. It's an easy one. Do you plan to sell a home before you buy this one? Could be at an open house, it could be a sign call, it could be an internet lead, it doesn't matter. Do you plan to sell a home before you buy this one? Do Facebook Insta Live and in front of a sold sign? Kind of looks like Brittany, doesn't it? Hi, it's Mark at Realty One Group. I'm standing in front of 123 Banana Street. We just closed on the property, sold in X amount of days at X percent of listing price or above listing price, hopefully. How, you ask? Our marketing and our negotiating skills.
Boom.
Boom. Put that on your social media. So every time you sell a house, do a little video like that. It's a lot better than a picture of the house, just sold this one in 5 days, you know, do a little video. Divorce attorneys equal expensive lunches for listing opportunities. It works. To talk to divorce attorneys because divorce attorneys can refer business to you. Divorce attorneys, oftentimes a divorcing couple has a house that they need to sell. And divorce attorneys can refer you business. Also, probate attorneys are another one. It's hard, it's difficult to get in, but once you get in, because the attorneys always have their gatekeepers. And it's hard to get through the gatekeepers. You gotta call, you gotta send, you know, gifts, you gotta mail stuff to them, but it's, you know, it's constant before, bless you, they'll actually say, and they may just happen to get a postcard or a mail from you at the same time that they just talked to a divorcing couple that has a home that they need to sell. So it's all about timing. This is what to do for divorce attorneys. Create a list, and there's a lot of ways to create a list, but Google is your best friend. So create a list of divorce attorneys in town. Narrow it down to 20, 50, 100 based on your timeline. When selling in a divorce, see if you have a LinkedIn connections or Facebook friends. Call to introduce yourself, send a sample package with a cover letter, include a map of sales, reviews, highlights, any divorce or difficult sellers, and possibly do a show podcast with mistakes to avoid when you're selling in a divorce or something like that. So divorce attorneys, probate attorneys are a great source of business. All right, so yeah, geographic farming, new listing domination campaign. So this is it. So this is a postcard campaign. There's a lot of postcards for one listing. So you take a listing and then you initiate this postcard campaign, except we can't do that. We can't mail to coming soon. But B, you mail just listed postcard. Then you mail an open house invitation when you do the open house. Then you mail a testimonial card, review on the note card. Then E is mail a just sold. Then we have more qualified buyers, the Yikes campaign. And then mail a market update. So that's 2, 4, 6 postcards, 6 mailings for one, what was that?
No, I was reading the Quit Real Estate, if you don't get a hum list with me.
Yeah. So years ago when I did a lot of postcard mailing, but it was more just listed and then it just sold. So really just 2 per listing. And here's the thing, you need to track your numbers. You need to know your numbers. I knew that I got I knocked this over before. I knew that for every 750 postcards I sent out, I got another piece of business.
Yes.
So and usually I would send out 250 just listed, 200 just solds. But I know for every 750, and postcards I think they work better now than they did back then because everybody was doing it back then. There's very few agents that are actually doing it now, so it's very, I believe it's very effective. So it's as opposed to just listed, just sold, an open house invitation, testimonial card. We have more qualified buyers and a market update. So just hit them every single time.
How does that work for an open house though? Because will they get it in time?
Depends on if you send it in time.
Because you have to get it printed and then you have to get it.
Well, I think right now that would work because then the houses are staying in the market longer, like maybe a few months ago it would be difficult because as soon as we list it, it's gone. But right now that the market is kind of slowing down a little bit, you have time, like as soon as you get the listing and you already know you're gonna do an open house, for instance, that coming weekend or next weekend, you can send those out. So once you get the listing, prepare your flyer and then send it out. And these things work. I've done this years ago when I first moved to Vegas, and I hit one neighborhood for maybe like 6 or 8 weeks, and I got 2 listings out of those. And it was like a small townhouse. One was owner occupied, the other one was out of state. And they said they loved that it was consistent, week after week they were getting it. And then the quality of the postcard is what they liked, so.
That's important.
Yes, it's important, so it does work.
You can't just get Astrobyte cardstock and run it through.
Yeah, because then it is, then that's like the response I was getting, and it was like a small neighborhood that I did this, it was very specific, and 2 in like 6 weeks, and it worked.
It works. FSBOs that make me moves. FSBOs are a great source. I worked a lot of FSBOs when I was in Utah, got a lot of business. So Yikes calling for your buyer. So again, it's the Yikes campaign, but this is you're calling them or you're dropping a message to them. Hi, my name is Mark, I'm with Realty One Group. I'm calling for a client who's interested in your home. Do you have a minute? My client's pre-qualified. So this is just, you know, you have a client, you have a buyer, let's find a listing. And it's good because you're not against competition either, you know, not multiple offers, hopefully. A letter to their former neighbors as an endorsement of your services. So you have a client that sells a home using you, and then you have them, you could write the letter and they could just sign it, but the letter goes like this: hey neighbor, I wanted to send you a quick note about our real estate agent, Mark Otero. As you may or may not know, we moved to Georgia for a job promotion. We interviewed 3 other agents to sell our home, Crystal Downs, home on Crystal Downs. We chose to work with Ken because his marketing plan was more thorough than anyone else we interviewed. And he proved that he had the most market knowledge. The thing that impressed us most about Ken was his consistent communication, his negotiating skill, and his understanding of the appraisal process. If you write this, you better have done it.
Yes.
When it came down to it, we knew he was always looking out for our best interest. If we had to do it over, we'd definitely hire Ken again. If you ever think about selling your home, you should give him a call. His info is below. And then the PS is, we loved living here in Northville and we'll definitely miss it. Thanks again for helping make it such a great place. So in addition to the 5 or 6 postcards, here's another mailing that you send, and it comes from your seller. Has a lot of impact. So if you have a good rapport with your seller, you sit down with them and pen something up together like this, and get them, you know, you write it up, get them to sign it, and you send it out. That's all. That's it.
Yay.
Good job.
That was good.
Might be close to 25 maybe? I don't know. Did any of you get anything out of this? Anything that you plan on implementing? Because it's one thing, you know, learning it, but if you don't implement it, what good is it? All right,
Yeah.
so pick and choose 1 or 2 things and just implement it.
Yep.
Any questions or anything? Then we're done.
Thank
you all.
Thank you.
Let's get to work.